he was ordered, he had a heart operation. And by the way, that was one of the first heart operations that they ever had in this country. And he was ordered to take walks, and every day he had to get out and walk somewhere. So he used to walk along the Blackstone Canal, different sections of the canal. And he was walking one day in this section, and he thought it was so beautiful, and it was so close to Central Falls where it was so crowded, and when the contrast was so striking that he thought, wouldn't it be wonderful if we could just keep it this way, keep this pristine area, a beautiful, natural, open space area. And so he came home, and I was doing my ironing and busy around the house trying to get the children ready for school for the next week and so forth. And he said, come on down and I'll show you a beautiful spot that we have here in Lincoln that I don't think anyone knows about. And so I left my work and I went down to see what he had in mind, and we walked all along the canal, and it really was beautiful, and I could appreciate it almost as much as he did. And it was his dream then to clean it up and keep it as a beautiful open space.
Well, I don't think there were a lot of people that really had a long distance view of what the river should be like. There were quite a few. Dave Rosser was probably the major one. He knew what would happen to that river eventually if things weren't done, and he was alone. I mean, there wasn't anybody to help him, and he did this all by himself, gaining the probably enmity of a lot of people by pointing out their deficiencies and what they were doing to the river. Dave knew the river like the back of his hand because he'd been fighting for a clean river for years and years, and not very many people gave him much credit. He had I think his headquarters were in Pawtucket, if I remember, on the river, on a riverboat.
Then he organized the canal group, and we had our first meeting in my living room around the Christmas tree, and we thought of things that we had to do in order to make Henry's dream come true. And we incorporated the little group there. There were about 10 people. And then we had to think about publicity and about membership. And there were so many things that had to be done in order to get the corporation running. There was no environmental movement. People didn't care about the rivers and like that. It was just common knowledge that if people would take things that they didn't want down to the river, throw them in the river, and forget about them. Then they left the cleanup for us.